Well, hello again, boys and girls, and this is another part of our 2019 motorcycle adventure. We're just outside of Cortez, Colorado. The Mesa Verde is located, I believe, just north of the city. We're climbing the mesas to get to the cliff dwellings, and I want to apologize for the shake. I know it's behind the windscreen is not a great place for the camera. This time I tried to put it a little closer to the windscreen, and it picked up the Harley shake. This is an Evolution engine on my Road King, and the last of the great ones in 1998. It's just part of the experience. I have the image stabilizer and the anti-shake on, and I'm still probably shaking your teeth out. But that's just inherent to the motorcycle. Our ranger explained to us that these are not true mesas, well, in the true sense of the word, because they don't have perfectly flat tops. Whether that's important or not, they're still called mesas. It was a pretty good climb up. As you can see, we're under load. The cliff dwellings, as best I remember from my first trip out here, were discovered in the late 1800s by two cowboys who were looking for stray cattle in the wintertime. They were riding the tops of the mesas and came to this big deep valley and could see what they thought was a city in the side of the valley. And of course they went to investigate, and of course they took a lot of artifacts, and over the years, as word got out, more and more people came, took more artifacts, and somewhat damaged the site. I believe it was in the early 1900s when it was finally protected, and they had a contractor come in and stabilize the dwellings. I've got a little history here. I brought my other two children here back in the 70s, and my oldest daughter was just a wee little thing, and she carried on the tradition of taking artifacts. She saw a pretty little shard on the ground. She picked it up, and then halfway back to Alabama, she was looking at it and playing with it. Looked back. I said, "Kimberly, what have you got?" She just said, "A walk." Well, it was a piece of pottery, painting on the side, probably 1,000 years old. So my oldest daughter's a felon, but we didn't find any wanted posters for her up here. I guess they'd finally given up and taken them down. Regardless of that, I remembered some of it, not a lot of it, but this was sort of like my first visit because it had been so long since I'd been here. I did underestimate my fuel reserves, but we did manage to get back out. We got a little slideshow coming up for some pictures, and hope you enjoy those. This is Cliff Palace, the largest of the ruins in the valley, and there's Anna from the intermediate platform with the valley behind her. This is the valley. Cliff Palace is not the only ruin in the valley. There's quite a few. Here's our ranger giving us a little talk about halfway down. about the kivas. They were used for warmth in the winter and ceremonies. Here he is explaining all that for us, and this was on the way out to climb up the 100 feet of wooden ladders. But at the top, Anna with the bikes, and we headed back to town. We found Elvis. That's where he's hiding, in Cortez, Colorado, if you want to find him. And we found us a nice little restaurant for a couple of drinks and some good food. Catch you next time.